Nobody would have thought the Drake and Kendrick beef would last this long, but here we are. Instead of taking his L and moving on, Drake is trolling on the internet, using his stands and pulling antics we've never seen in a rap beef before. For one, he straight up named major YouTubers and content creators in a lawsuit, claiming UMG helped them push Kendrick's diss tracks. But let's be real, those same creators reacted to both Drake and Kendrick's songs. It's called freedom of speech. The best thing for Drake to do is to take the L and move on. Content creators like RDC reacted to being mentioned in the lawsuit, saying, "The biggest L's come from not knowing how to take an L. The further you go without accepting an L, the more L's you will obtain. You're making your first L even bigger."
One thing I learned in my life is this, y'all. This is one thing I learned in my life, bro. The biggest L's come from not knowing how to take an L. That's how I honestly believe that shit. Like, some niggas just gotta take an L and move on. Everybody take L's. Everybody. Every single person on this earth takes L's. So we need to just learn how to take them. But I ain't gonna lie, us in the black community, me included, when you get an L, bro, it's just like, man, hell no.
Even Charlemagne called it out, saying, "When you take an L, you give your concession speech and move on." And a lot of people agree. Drake should have taken some time off before dropping new music. Rap battles have always been part of hip-hop. Back in the day, rappers tested each other's skills. No restrictions, no crying, just bars. That's why this is one of Drake's biggest L's, because he brought legality into a battle that should have stayed in the booth. Even Jay-Z, one of the biggest in the game, admitted to taking an L when he battled the GOAT Nas in 2001. He said, "The Joneses can't keep up, maybe my ninja Nas, but I got stronger after Ether." Meaning, Jay recognized how hard Ether hit, but instead of whining, he got stronger. Some say he was even admitting Nas was a real match for him, unlike Jim Jones, who he was dissing at the time. At the end of the day, real MCs know how to take an L, regroup, and come back harder. Drake? He's out here doing everything but that. This is how Drake should have approached this battle, by learning from his mistakes and taking some time to figure out his next move. But honestly, I don't think he has any real friends around him. If he did, they would have told him to hit the reset button instead of hyping him up to keep embarrassing himself even more. Even the stands on both sides are keeping the drama going and pushing some wild narratives about these two artists. And while both stan bases are definitely keeping a lot of negative energy alive, certain content creators like Ak, Rory, and Top 5 are really pushing this idea that Drake didn't lose and is still unbothered and untouched. For example, I haven't heard Ak admit that Drake lost the rap battle. Instead, he keeps saying K-Dot has the Infinity Stones, which is hilarious. Like, we all didn't just see what went down and what's still unfolding. Although K-Dot only spoke through his music, he made his feelings about the battle clear when he called out Wayne and Snoop and other artists in the industry on whacked-out murals. Some of his West Side people eventually spoke up for him, but that only happened after the folks I just mentioned kept saying crazy things about him. And let's be real, staying quiet had to be tough after the threats against K-Dot, the attacks on TDE, and the shots at anyone connected to him. Then you add in the rap battles with Joey Badass and West Coast artists like Ray Vaughn. It was only a matter of time before people started responding. Kendrick let it be known that a lot of artists don't want to see the West Coast at the top when he said this on Euphoria. "What I learned is ninjas don't like the West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it." He knew exactly how artists would feel about him beating the most streamed rapper and taking that #1 spot. It's been wild watching rappers backpedal, act oblivious to the beef, pick sides, and pretend they weren't keeping up with the back-and-forth diss tracks. But real hip-hop fans on both sides know what's up and what's really going on. Like I said from the start, this battle has been going on for almost a year, and it's far from over. With Kendrick's Grammy sweep, powerful Super Bowl performance, and his upcoming stadium tour, and Drake and Party Next Door's album, and Drake's upcoming World Cup appearance, it looks like we're in for another year of analyzing and breaking down every move these two make. And as much as people talk about moving on from the beef, the moment a new announcement drops, we're right back here with another video. Because let's be real, these two got the grip on the culture, and we're all just watching how they move.